So we're gonna get into it. Where should I start? Let's just start here with this is Logan Paul, né? And this is George Janko. He's co-host of Logan Paul on the Impaulsive podcast. They are friends. And what's interesting about these two guys, we're actually going to be live reacting. I wouldn't call this a live reaction. I would call this a live stream along, you know? We're just going through things. We're streaming, we're talking. So we're going to actually be looking at Jidion, this guy here. You see, he's a YouTuber and content creator with, I think, nearly 6 million subscribers. He's a prankster. Prank YouTube videos. He's incredible, man, for a black guy to be doing that. So Jidion was on the Impaulsive podcast, and so we're going to be looking at what he's saying because he's primarily the one who has motivated me to do this. You know, the conversation that was had here is what inspires me to say, yo, man, just go for it. Man. So listen, background. I was still telling you about Logan Paul and George Janko, right? So Logan Paul is a mega star, massive YouTuber, serious content creator. He's gone from just shooting YouTube videos to having sponsorship deals to a brand, a seriously lucrative brand. He's gone to boxing, and now he's got one of the biggest podcasts in the world. And you know what? McG's podcast is really on this level. I want you to know, side by side, you know, with these guys like this in South Africa, McG's really killing it, you know. So anyway, with being a big celeb like this, there usually comes the controversies, you know, the scandals, the weird things that happen. He at one time got involved in a scandal where I think he went somewhere in Asia, was it Japan? And in a YouTube video, bro, like material that is meant to be safe and watchable to kids, he for some reason, I think, shot a selfie looking into a casket where there was a dead body, or was it on Instagram, whatever, but a video of him doing that got people really shocked. And then conspiracies started coming out, you know, videos saying that what he was doing was a ritual, you know, he's so high up, he's doing Illuminati things now. And so, anyway, never mind that he sort of got up, you know, shaved off his young boy personality, and he's now been a serious podcaster, having some serious guests on. And he's got this friend right here called George Janko. And Janko happens to be a Christian, you know? Janko happens to be a dude who's been on the podcast for a while. These two are friends. And so he's come out and said, yo, man, I am a guy who believes in God. I believe in the word of God in the Bible. And so that has changed and shaped his life in sort of some ways. And the two of them not seeing eye to eye, you know, just like I and Edwin don't really see eye to eye on issues, but we see each other personally. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. So they have a chemistry like that as well, where this one is a non-believer and this one believes. And so I've been watching this podcast, interested in seeing George Janko's growth as a Christian and what he says, etc. So recently there was a fallout. You know, there was a conversation that happened where Logan Paul became quite hard on Janko's beliefs in God. You know, he questioned him quite rough, and it set off the Christian community all over YouTube, bro. If you think people are not watching these podcasts, you've got a serious number of people who are believers in God, who are Christians, who came after this guy, and it was another scandal almost as big as that scandal where he was looking into the casket, etc. So yeah, now after that conversation happened, Jenko went and started his own podcast. So he's been on a new podcast and I've been looking at him there. But we're going to straight up now go into Jidion. I've been talking about this for a long time. Got a number of agendas to go through, and we'll talk. Check this out.
You do are absurd, and you stay in character. You don't give a fuck.
Nah, man. I mean, I guess where my personality comes from is just like, growing up.
Rather, let's start with this one.
Ain't gonna be that.
That's why I'm setting up the streaming, because I feel like I tell everybody this. I feel like streaming is so important. My homie Kai Sanat, shout out Kai, he put me onto streaming, because what streaming does is I can not upload a video for 2, 3 a month, right? But when I stream for like 4 or 5 hours. Then after those 4 or 5 hours, I have so many different clips. I literally have a 16-year-old just clip my clips for me. Videos getting 200,000 views per video, like 20-minute reactions. I reacted to one reaction, Nico's Racist Town video, got 2.2 million views from just a 53-minute reaction, So I'm setting myself up to where when I do turn 25, all I have to do is stream, and it's a different source of income, and it's my form of a podcast, I was thinking about making a podcast, but then I realized, I really don't need to, because anything that I want to voice or anything that I want to say, I could just say it, 100%. It's gonna get clipped.
100%.
I was on that grind for a while. I was doing Twitch. I was doing good numbers there, and we were doing the same thing, clipping it, putting it on YouTube. And honestly, dude, I was getting in more shit, more drama, more stress, more trouble when I was streaming in those 3 months than I did the whole rest of the time I made content. Because you're just so raw, dude. You're so in the moment. There's no time to react. There's no time to edit. There's no time to cut. There's no time to do anything. And bro, there's...
So yeah, that's what's got me intrigued about this, Can't remember what dude's name is, but it's what he's talking about there, right? The trouble that he gets in when he's streaming, because it's so live and it's so raw. I've been told that I'm a controversial figure, and I've had people try to put me down and try to make me avoid this person that I am. I'm not trying to chase controversy or nothing like that, man. Trust me. But I'm an outspoken person. I'm a grown-up. I don't need another man to think for me in this life. I've been alive my whole 33 years, and I've come up with something. I've learned something. So, yeah. I've been thinking, therefore, to say, yo, man, on the podcast, I've got Edwin sweating. It has been said in the comments that the topics that we have are, cringy and very difficult. And so with that, I've kind of been responding by pulling back a little bit more, man. I'm still not free absolutely all the way like how I would like it to be. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I thought, therefore, I should order myself and compose myself and think extremely before I talk. Of course, I do that, but a little bit more so, because we and Edwin have spoken about respect, and I'm absolutely not trying to cause controversy. I'm trying to have nice, delicate conversations, but there's absolutely no way to avoid being truthful, And so hearing this guy confirm that when he's live, he gets into a lot of trouble, because that's where he gets to be really open and in the moment. And he's about to say now that whenever he's doing this kind of content, he'll get, yeah. So this is now the energy that's required to keep on talking. So he will have to just always be going oops in his mind thinking, what did I say there? But then it's gone. So I was like, man, I need that in my life. I need to be able to completely be open and be truthful no matter what oops comes out. So yeah, I was feeling this.
In the moment, there's no time to react, there's no time to edit, there's no time to cut, there's no time to do anything. And like, bro, there's no worse feeling than when you're on stream and you're like, I just said something fucked up. Or like I just did something fucked up.
Yeah, how do you have that buffer? Because live is scary for that reason.
Oh man, I've leaked so much stuff on live. It's not even funny. Like literally, people don't even send me people don't even call me no more when I'm live because I always leak shit. Like that's probably my worst thing. But like after the Pokimane situation, I realized I was just like, okay, you know what? I need to, not censor myself, but I need to like think before I speak because sometimes I just say shit. I just if something pops up into my head. Like in all my videos, I just say whatever pops in my
You
head.
sound like Mike, dude. Just be careful with it. That could sever some friendships.
he just said no.
Yeah. So that's Mike. That's Mike, the guy with the hoarse voice. So hearing Jidion, talk about the dynamics of being live and how it kind of gets you in trouble naturally because you're being your true self and you're speaking what comes to mind at that moment in time. I was like, man, despite how dangerous that sounds, I think I need me some of that, So if other people are going through it and they're living through it and they're able to testify to how it is, ain't no way, man, that I'm gonna get in that water and not get wet. So feel like, man, I'm just ready. But let's listen to this other clip on the same episode of the podcast because there's something that is also important to allowing you the ability to rise up and become confident enough to do this. See? So I was lacking somebody who can say, yo, I've done this. It's hella risky, but we're living on this side. It's safe to come in, just try, but make sure you watch the crocodiles and the tigers. That's it, and the barbed wires and the landmines, But once you're on this side, you'll be fine. And so I had to hear this, and I had to hear this too.
Things you do are absurd, and you stay in character. You don't give a fuck.
Nah, man. I mean, I guess where my personality comes from is just like, growing up, like I really didn't have.
So back up a little bit. Logan Paul was asking him a question about how he's able to have this really serious face when he's doing his pranks, right? And he just gets into this act and he does it so well. These guys are really big like this with millions of followers and subscribers because their pranks are not just stupid pranks. They involve acting. They involve, seriously having courage, man. I'll show you a video just now of what's happening, but let's finish listening to this. That's where the question comes from.
Things you do are absurd, and you stay in character. You don't give a fuck.
Nah, man. I mean, I guess where my personality comes from is just like, growing up, like I really didn't have that many friends growing up. Like I was really kind of like outcasted or trying to fit into groups, but when I really didn't fit in, you know what I mean? Like you would like have a friend group, but it was just like they were more friends with their friends than they were with you. And so it kind of like I kind of only had that like, it's kind of me by myself. And then when I finally did find that group of friends that like, it was just like, I could be myself, Like there's some friends you can't be yourself. If you be yourself, you stop getting invited to things, they don't want to hang out no more. Now I can feel like I can 100%, without even blinking, just be myself and everything. And I feel like that really blossomed my personality in my videos because, I'm not trying to be, anybody else but me because viewers can see that. Viewers are some of the smartest people. Like, they could see when there's a problem, when you didn't even know there's a problem sometimes. Like, sometimes viewers will put out something that you didn't even know was going on. So I just try to be 100% authentic, 100% me. And I feel like, I fuck with the people that fuck with me and they fuck with me as well.
For sure.
He does have a huge set of balls.
Yeah, man. So that's That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, you know? That's really what I'm talking about. So, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Hush. You need to have good people surrounding you, seriously supporting what you're doing. You can't be real and achieve and reach the level that you're supposed to reach with people who wish that you remain your old self, people who can't accept the new you. You need people who appreciate your authenticity. And that's something I was struggling with for a long time, you know. I struggled with confidence. I'd say he's dealing with my confidence issue. He's actually affirming something about where I've been personally the past few years regarding friendships, you know, regarding trusting people, and now coming to where I am, where I'm so much less trusting. But, you know, life being life and me being Christian and me needing, or it being a requirement of me as a Christian, not to allow my heart to get hard. What am I saying? If my tongue is getting tangled, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking clearly. Maybe someone can hear me. So, being Christian, I have to make sure that if my heart starts to feel like cement, starts to feel like ice, I need to be aware, because that's like a gauge in the dashboard of a car showing you and warning you of spiritual internal problems with your engine, with you on the inside. So holding on to beefs, man, holding on to pain, is something that I have to get out of, you know, and I needed to once again trust people and be friends with people again. So, yeah, man, we'll talk more about friends. We'll talk more about friends, man. We'll talk more about friends some other time. So that's why I'm here. I watched this episode and I was like, damn, man, there's a lot to fear. But as long as you are not surrounded by people who are going to be grabbing you and pulling you down and not allowing you to be you, you know, friends who are playing tricks with you, you know, trying to make you feel like you're not cool for being like this or being like that. I mean, damn, bro, we're so grown. I'm 33 years old. I'm talking to me and I'm talking to people my age. We're so grown, bro. I remember it was a high school and primary school thing where people would ostracize and make you feel like you're not cool, like you're not part of the circle. Thereafter, I don't really think I cared that much about friendships. You know, I had very few people around me. And so I never really expected to be in a high school, primary school type of situation where I have to be cool and conforming to people, you know? So, damn. Um, damn. But yeah, I ended up finding myself in a situation where people are just pressing you spiritually to conform, you know, to drop your act, you know, stop being a Christian brother, damn it. You know, let's get funky out here, man. Let's chase the world. Let's get retarded in here. So I'm safe. I'm ready for war and I ain't got snakes and issues around me. So yeah, let's just get into